Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law. Through this channel I'll be providing some stock analysis and a quick update on the $1 Million Challenge. So if anybody's not aware of this is a journey of an investment of $1,000 to a return of $1 million over a period of 3 years using a strategy called compound return investing. So the objective is try to get 201 trades, each with an average return of 3.5%. It's not 201 consecutive trades, we do take into account losses. So for further details about how to join us for less than $9 a month, information is available in the description below. This video we're going to be looking at MMTLP and news of new talks with Greg McCabe and Pulte, and Pulte has also stated that he could be potentially willing to help, and this is potentially tremendous news for MMTLP. We're also going to be looking at the update for the $150 lawsuit against TradeStation and where we are in terms of that so far, and we're also going to be looking at ticker symbol NVOS, which has had a significant run up and was also called in our daily stock alerts in the Discord. So before we get started, let's have a look at what's happening in the market. So first headline here from Stock Market News with regard to inflation. We can see here they've just stated that Jerome Powell and the Fed's preferred inflation has just been released, and the PCE for inflation came in at 2.7% year on year, and the expectations were plus 0.3%, so overall in line. And the core PCE for inflation is 2.8% year on year, in line with expectations, and looking at plus 0.2 below expectations of 0.03%. However, in terms of the market reaction, we can see here in terms of the heat map, the mega cap techs are having a very rough day, but outside of the mega cap stocks, and especially in the tech sector, healthcare, energy, real estate, utilities, etc. are doing much better. So overall, in terms of a headline here from Bloomberg, we can see that the S&P 500 is breaking. We're looking at below 5,200 with this tech sell-off. In terms of the key inflation gauge from the Fed, that is cooling, and spending has unexpectedly dropped. So in other news significant for everybody investing, we know now that the T+1 settlement is now come into effect. It has come into effect since May the 28th, 2024, and that should make it much quicker now for your trades to settle. So first thing I'd like to share with you is news with regard to ConocoPhillips and also Marathon Oil. And what I tweeted earlier was that ConocoPhillips and Marathon Oil have confirmed in a statement that ConocoPhillips are looking to acquire Marathon Oil in a deal valued at $17.1 billion with an enterprise value of $22.5 billion and overall the net debt of approximately $5.4 billion. So great news here for both companies, and I think there was significant reactions in the share price as well. But what I think I'm interested in here is some important questions for MMTLP from El Castars, and he stated here, Nextbridge Hydrocarbons' relationship with the shareholders is regrettable, and I do see what the point he is stating here, and I think there is a little bit of truth in that. And he states there is no telephone number on the website, they do not respond to emails, and they do not respond to Twitter either. So I think that is certainly an important point, and that's something that needs to be addressed by the company, and certainly that needs to show some significant improvements. He's gone on to say what happened to the February 8th statement about trying to meet the FINRA and the SEC. So as far as I'm concerned, in terms of an answer to this, that potentially could be making some headway. However, I think the Nextbridge Hydrocarbons will have an update on that, but they may not be in a position to share that. So he's also said, why was the TradeStation here its schedule for today cancelled? So this was also covered in the previous video, and that obviously complaint was withdrawn. We don't know why, but we do know that the other lawsuit against TradeStation from an individual shareholder is going ahead. And finally, he stated here, why don't they make a presentation of the oil and gas there to put a real value on the shares? The Newco dividend was cancelled. Why don't they give us an explanation? So important questions here, and we certainly do look forward to getting a response from the company and hopefully an important update. What I'd now like to do is follow up from the previous video where we looked at the lawsuit against TradeStation and potential triple damages and the share price for $120, or also a share price of $150 per share against TradeStation. So the question here from that previous video from Beast 1995 is, can you confirm whether the latest lawsuit is just for Anna and Basile or for all the shareholders? So quick answer to that, it is only right now in terms of that lawsuit only for that individual shareholder. And what Levi Lee has also added on in terms of a response to one of my posts, it states here the price is only based on the plaintiff's price limit order before the U3 halt, and if someone later sues TradeStation and uses the $100,000 per share or whatever figure you have before the U3 halt at the time, can they claim compensation of $300,000 per share based on triple damages? I think that is a question that could be potentially be answered depending on the outcome of this case. So if there is a precedent, then that is potential. However, I don't believe anybody would get certainly $100,000 per share, and I certainly don't think anybody would get $300,000 a share. So as far as I'm concerned, that would be completely unrealistic. But let's now have a look at news with regards to Pulte, and he has obviously gained an interest in MMTLP and what has gone on. So in response to this lawsuit against TradeStation, what Pulte has stated, highlighting in orange, the question, is this real? So he's looking at here in terms of the highlighted section against TradeStation, where they allegedly admit to counterfeit shares. And he states it's loaned out counterfeit MMTLP shares to third-party brokers. So that's the question, and what obviously quick answer from Curtis, he states yes, 100% real. So that's the quick answer for Pulte. But if we look at a follow-up to that, and he states here, thank you to everyone who confirmed this was real. So he has got the answer, and he states there, we can see that he is digging in. So again, we have confirmation here on the MMTLP shareholder bulk reconciliation share count, that proof that the MMTLP shares verified total was 237,927, and this was obviously from our point of view significant proof of an overage. And what Marcos has stated here is yes, the MMTLP community confirmed the overage from TradeStation months ago, and we're looking at 194% of the allotment of shares, so a significant problem there for TradeStation. So let's have a look at news with regard to Meta News on this Pulte development, and they've stated here, Bill Pulte is in talks with NextBridge Hydrocarbons CEO Greg McCabe, stating he's willing to look into MMTLP and do whatever he can to help the community. So as far as I'm concerned, that's excellent news and outstanding. And what we've also had from Pulte is a response to a post from RareDD just very short right now, just an hour ago, and he stated it is weird to say the least. And this is with regard to an image shared by RareDD, and it states here the significance of the activity on the 13th of December is that it matches the MMTLP corporate action created by FINRA, and this was FINRA's corporate action to delete the MMTLP symbol and prevent settlement from taking place. So obviously we have the image there, we have the statement, and I think what Pulte is doing is looking at this and certainly finding it, like everybody else in the MMTLP community, that there is certainly something highly suspicious there. So let's move on to follow on from the previous video in terms of an update. So from Marcos, we can see here the court has now issued summons for TradeStation and FINRA in the high-stakes Florida RICO and securities fraud case. So that's following on from the previous video, and Marcos states here, in a significant development, legal development, the Basile law firm has initiated a RICO and securities fraud lawsuit against TradeStation on behalf of a single MMTLP investor. So that's what we just confirmed, and the development here is the court has issued summons to both TradeStation and FINRA. So in terms of a deadline, we're looking at a 21-day deadline for a response. I do expect there to be a response to that. Finally, I'd like to finish off by having a look at ticker symbol NVOS, also known as Novo Integrated Sciences Incorporated, and this is a stock that was called in the pre-market today exclusively with the Discord members. So we can see here, this was in terms of the share price today, we can see it's currently up in excess of 163%, currently trading at $1.19. So congratulations to everybody who managed to get in NVOS. So there was some news. So in terms of the breaking news that was shared, we can see a headline here from Breaking Wire, dated May the 31st, 2024, is that the company's board of directors are conducting a strategic review to maximize the amount of understock repurchase programs. So this is good news for the company, and we can see here they've approved the repurchase of up to $5 million of the company's outstanding common stock in time, from time to time in the open market at prevailing market prices at privately negotiated transactions. So this should also have positive impact on the share price as well going forward. And it also states pending receipt of the funds from an unsecured 15-year $70 million promissory note with RC Consulting Consortium LLC in favor of SCP for a lump sum debt funding of $57 million less fees and expenses. So the stock repurchase program does not obligate the company to acquire any particular number of shares, and it may be discontinued at any time due at the company's discretion. So overall, great news. But let's now have a reminder in terms of what this company is about and what they do. And we can see there that they are pioneering, they are a company with a pioneering and holistic approach to patient first health and wellness through a multidisciplinary healthcare ecosystem of services and product innovation. So they offer essential and differentiated solutions to deliver or intend to deliver these services and products through the integration of medical technology, advanced therapeutics and rehabilitative science. So finally, in terms of other news, positive for the company from Ben Ziegler, we can also see that the company shares also initially surged 70% after company acquired and secured $78 million funding from HSBC for the acquisition of Ophir Collection. So again, overall, this is a low float, high risk, high reward stock, and it's one that you need to certainly protect your profits. So if you would like to get a copy of our daily stock alerts as well as the weekly watch list, details are in the description below. Thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned.